Help Save the Music. We are continuing on with our series with David Cassidy. David passed away in 2017, and because he's no longer here, Help Save the Music is working to help keep his legacy alive, because that's what we do. I have a few more podcasts about David that I will share with you before Help Save the Music moves on to the next artist. So make sure to subscribe to Help Save the Music podcast so you can listen to the up-and-coming interviews about David Cassidy. And don't forget to visit helpsavethemusic.org to learn even more. I'm excited about today's podcast because it's about something near and dear to my heart, and it was a huge part of David's life, which is his love for horses, horse racing, and horse breeding, and his love for all animals. I am fortunate to be speaking with the former president of a foundation that saves animals in honor of David Cassidy. So sit back and relax with a cup of coffee and hear all about a part of David's life that allowed him to forget about the stress from his life and career. Well, hello everyone. I have Barb Collentine, and you were the former president, right, of the I Think I Love You Animal Foundation?
Correct.
But you're still a member and you're on the board?
I'm on the board, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Didn't want to walk away fully, but my tenure was up, and I just gave the reins to somebody else who might have had a little more time than me.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I know that you're filling in for Karen Hansman, who is officially the president of the I Think I Love You Animal Foundation.
Yes, she took over.
Okay. So, Barb, can you tell us about your foundation?
Yeah, I can do that. Basically what happened was there was an event in Saratoga after David passed, and a group of fans kind of became very close friends and got together, and we became friends or just acquaintances with Jerry Belinsky, Dr. Belinsky, one of David's very close friends from the horse racing world, and Gary Contessa. And we asked them if they would not mind helping us create this foundation in David's memory and honor, this animal foundation. And we told them a little bit about the mission, and we met with them, and we kind of tweaked it a bit and got to a place where we all felt comfortable. And so it was formed with not just fans, but also with some of David's closest friends from that world outside of show business.
That is wonderful. And I think everybody out there that's listening should know you're not a fan group. You're an organization. Like you.
Oh, yeah, no, we're a 501c3 charity. We had the idea in 2018, and I don't even think we really had all the paperwork processed and all the monies paid and all that kind of stuff until, I don't know, 2020 maybe? I don't know, the treasurer would know better than me, but but yeah, we're it's not something like you go, oh, we're going to do this, and then the next week you're doing it. It's a legal entity. You have to claim taxes if you make a certain amount of money, that kind of thing. So it's not a fan group. It's just several fans who got together, contacted David's friends, and we kind of merged together. So we have a Facebook page, but it's not a fan page. It's a legitimate, I don't want to say company, but you know what I mean. It's a business. It's not even a business. It's not for profit. It's a legitimate not-for-profit organization. That's what I want to say.
I completely understand. Help Save the Music is set up the exact same way. We are also a 501c. So tell my viewers or listeners how they can donate to the I Think I Love You Animal Foundation before we get into more detail about it.
Okay, well, we have a Facebook page and we have a website, and then you can go on and you can donate in any capacity, any amount of money that you feel comfortable with. Every penny helps, as you know, as you have your own organization.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And I noticed that you try to save as many horses as you can, and one of them just happened to be David Cassidy's Dixieland Squaw. Can you tell us about that?
Well, what happened there was we got a message from somebody, and the Facebook page got a message from somebody, and we followed up, and we found out that this horse was in a kill pen. And so, of course, we swooped in. And we had the funds in reserve. I mean, obviously, as a 501c3, you raise money and you don't spend every penny every time. You have to have some in reserve, of course. And so we had this money and we saved the horse. And then what happens is we reach out to the organizations that we work with, and somebody takes the horse on for permanent, and then they continue to take care of the animal and allow it to live out its life in a dignified way with potential as a horse, rather than just going to a kill shelter because it was no longer a viable racer. So that's basically what happened. We had money because we do fundraisers, and the fans or the people who support us basically paid for this, and we grabbed the horse and we found her a permanent home, and that's how that came to be. That's Dixieland School, exactly right.
That is fabulous. Now, he owned a lot of horses. Are you guys trying to locate some of those to see if they need to be saved?
No, we haven't really done that. We've maybe thought about that, but we have to have board meetings and stuff like that before you can move on and figure out who on your board is going to contact certain people, who's got the best contacts. So we could probably do that, but that's not something that we've actually really discussed yet. So, but I can bring it up at our next board meeting because it's actually a great idea.
Yeah, fabulous. I noticed that you have some major backing from the music and entertainment and the horse industries. How have they helped? And how did that come about, and how have they helped with the foundation?
Well, we had a really big fundraiser. I'm going to say it was during COVID, I think, or maybe slightly after. And what we did was we had this event called Then and Now. And it was Henry Diltz was on it, so we had the music world. We had Rick Siegel from the Partridge Family as our MC, I guess, the host, I should say. We had some people from the horse racing world. So we got people in all different walks of life from David's life that are aware of us, and that will every once in a while. Sam Hyman was on it, who you interviewed recently, and I know that he donated to a fundraiser that one of our board members had done. And he also held his own on Facebook. So we have a lot of people in David's life and in the music industry that kind of quietly donate money and have fundraisers for us without even contacting us and making a big deal out of it. Because they really respect the mission and what we're doing in terms of something that David was passionate about.
That's wonderful. And speaking of that Then and Now event you held, I think I saw that you guys won a Telly Award for that.
We did.
Can you tell us about that?
We did. Oh my God, you're so funny, man. You really did your homework. Yeah. I guess we got nominated as a special event, and it was, I believe, the director and then the producers got nominated. So that would be me and Michael Palmerico and Annette won one, and Rick Siegel got one. And then I believe that Michael's son, Joseph Palmerico, also got a Telly Award. We got these gigantic, they're pretty big. It's probably about a foot high, this cool looking thing.
My goodness.
And,
Who knew,
it says a virtual fundraiser event producer. And it was really exciting, and it's a really cool thing for people to know, and also for people like you to bring up, because it gives us credibility as, I don't want to say as an insult to the fans, as not just fans, but it just gives the organization credibility even away from the fans.
Exactly.
So
that's why I
were
brought
really
it up.
happy about that.
Yeah, I was very impressed with that. I mean,
I was shocked because Michael Palmerico, he kind of entered us, I guess, if you will. And then he didn't tell us. And then all of a sudden we won. And he's like, we won. I'm like, oh my God. It was really funny. Yeah, it was really, really, we worked so hard on that. So it was, and I think it's still posted on on our website. So
I think it's on YouTube
you could probably
as well.
watch it.
Yeah, it's still on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody can watch it at any time. So, yeah, those of you out there that are listening, if you haven't seen this show, you should go look it up. It's called Then and Now from I Think I Love You Animal Foundation.
Yeah. And I think, okay, so now I'm actually in my office. My life is weird here. It's IThinkILoveYou.org. It's not IThinkILoveYouAnimalFoundation.org. So if you want to go on the website, it's IThinkILoveYou.org.
Yeah, so those listening, if you want to donate, go to the IThinkILoveYou.org.
Yeah, there's a whole thing on Dixieland's journey, and there's a donate button, and IThinkILoveYou.org. And I always want to say IThinkILoveYouAnimalFoundation.org, and a lot of people do, but it isn't that.
Right.
That's the Facebook page, but the .org is just the IThinkILoveYou.
Okay.
.org. So I'm sorry I didn't know that before.
That's okay. But on that webpage,
what were you asking me? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Well, on that webpage also there's a donate button as well. Correct?
Yes. Okay. Upper right hand corner, orange donate.
Great. But I've noticed that you guys have really made wonderful strides. I mean, you had another event this past, was it for David's birthday? You did, and Alice Cooper made a cameo appearance.
Oh, okay. That was something that is not related to the foundation at all, but our treasurer, Karen Ranieri, she does a tribute walk every year for David, and this year she had to do it virtual for specific reasons. And one of the things she did was she reached out to Alice Cooper through a website and got him to make a video for us talking about David so we could play it during the tribute walk. So even though Karen is the treasurer of the I Think I Love You Animal Foundation and I'm a board member, that doesn't really have anything to do with it, but it is a great way to connect and still advertise the foundation.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, do you guys have any other future plans for any more events, fundraiser type things like the Then and Now?
We're going to have a board meeting very soon. Our summer board meeting will probably be very soon, and we have some ideas floating around. And I can't really say anything,
okay,
because you know how that works. But yes, we are probably going to do an event soon. Saratoga is obviously racing month. We're going to try to get up there.
Well, Help Save the Music will be there too.
I'm sorry?
Help Save the Music will be there too, so we'll see you.
Oh, really? Where are you guys going to be?
I don't know. Never been there before, but we will be there, and just because we want to find out what it's all about as well.
Okay. Well, you have to go to the Racing Museum, and you have to go to the courtyard because David's benches are there, and it's just a beautiful experience and just a beautiful tribute. And so make sure you go there when you go to the Hall of Fame.
We will do. Thank you for that. Yes, we most certainly will.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed you guys, you support a lot of different things. Like I was reading about how you support Move a Child Higher. Tell us about that. That sounded very interesting.
Okay. Well, one of the horses that we rescued was, that's where the horse was working with, was that organization. So obviously if you know anything about horses, or just kids in general, horses are a great animal for therapy, for emotion, for physical therapy. And a lot of this, so this one horse that we rescued was helping out in that organization. So, excuse me. So that's what the story was there.
Okay. Yes. I donated, my husband and I did for years to a therapeutic writing organization here where I live. And we did for years, and they finally, closed. I think COVID had a lot to do with that, and they didn't reopen. But that's why it stood out to me, because I know how important those therapeutic writing places are for kids that have disabilities. Most around here, it was really for kids with disabilities, and it made a huge difference in their lives.
Yeah, The organization is called Mach 1, if you want to get specific or look it up.
Okay.
But, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, as a former foster mother, I also know that any kind of pets like dogs and horses are extremely helpful in allowing kids to deal with their emotions, and learn how to trust, in small steps. And so that kind of connection was very important to us. So we really wanted to help that horse.
That's wonderful. Are there any other causes the foundation supports?
Well, we really kind of take it situation by situation. We don't really look for a cause to support. We kind of get emails or messages from people and say, oh, I have this horse, or somebody's got this horse, can you help us out? And then we kind of investigate and try to find the best place for the horse to go, whether it's a private owner who just has a big stable and a big, I guess, ranch or whatever, where the horse can just kind of live out its life, or they're going to put the horse to use in terms of like something like move child hire or something like that.
Gotcha.
So the people really come to us. We kind of, because there's such a huge need, we don't really go looking, because we know they're going to come to us.
That's wonderful. Is it mostly David's fans, or is it people in the horse industry? Like I know Gary Contessa, like you mentioned, and Dr. Belinsky, they are part of the foundation. Do they come from their contacts as well?
I'm going to say their contacts are really the ones we reach out to help us with transportation of a horse.
Gotcha.
Before it goes to the kill pen. But a couple of, and then also they will find us sometimes a place where the horse can go and stay there, not just a rescue shelter to take them in for the month till we find a place. But a lot of times they'll tell us, okay, this place will take the horse and we'll feed the horse and support the horse. But to get back to your question, is it mostly David fans? No, it's really not. And I think that that's a good thing. I mean, I love the David fans. They're the greatest. They always are donating. But, not all David fans have horses and know about horses. So it's people who know our name. It's out there. It's a very catchy name, in my opinion, because everybody knows the song.
Right.
And it's a cute little logo. And when we go to last year we went to Saratoga, me and Karen, who is now the president, and we were standing at our little advertising booth as the people would walk by and go to the races. And the little birdie caught people's attention, and we had pictures of David on our booth, and then we had all our other information, because obviously it's not just about David. And people would walk over, oh my gosh, David Cassidy, I loved him. And we would talk to them for about 15 or 20 minutes about our mission, and they would throw like $50 in a jar.
Oh my.
So yeah, because the people at tracks usually have money to burn.
Exactly.
Or they just won and they're throwing their money in the jar. So we get older David fans maybe sometimes that pay attention to us and donate. But in terms of the horses, it could be anybody. It could be anybody looking to save a horse.
Gotcha. So what's your affiliation with David? I mean, does anybody on the board, I know that, of course, Dr. Belinsky and Gary Contessa were friends of David's, but did any of the other board members know David, have a relationship with David, and is that what sparked you to want to do this? Well,
I would say the idea obviously came from a handful of fans that I was friends with, still am. And then because we met Gary and Dr. Belinsky, we obviously felt comfortable reaching out to them. But I would say that, and I'm actually glad about this, I would say that half the board members know who David was, but they don't really have any, great fandom history of David in their life. They just want to help the cause.
Wow, that is wonderful.
So they have contacts for us and knowledge in other areas that somebody like me, who is an English teacher and is running suddenly a charity, can meet somebody who knows how to do certain things that is not in my wheelhouse.
Exactly.
So yeah, we have very varied board membership, and I'm actually really glad about that, because you can't just be David Cassidy fans, you've got to start to grow and reach more and more types of people and more types of situations.
Exactly. Very well put. Very well said. I do want to know, do you happen to know when the date of the Saratoga Springs event is?
Oh, the races are in August. Well, they start in July.
They start in July.
In
okay.
Saratoga. They start in July.
Okay.
I want to say July 14th. And they go all the way through August. So that's really the biggest month. If you're going to go to Saratoga in August, you're going to have a lot of crowds, a lot of parking. You're going to want to take Ubers and stuff like that. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful race course. I would tell anybody if they want to spend a week there, to go in August, because that's a great time to watch the races. When I've gone up there a couple times with my friends, we've stayed about 15 minutes away from Saratoga because a lot of the hotels sell out. And if you get something and you just kind of take a car there, then you're good. But are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'm in Florida, and ever since Hurricane Ian, our Wi-Fi is not that great. So I'm sorry if I'm not coming in good.
No, you're coming perfectly fine.
So the races start July 14th in Saratoga, and then I'm going to say they go all the way till probably around the 30th. David's favorite race in Saratoga was the Alabama race. And I'm trying to remember what date the Alabama is, but that's the one where he would go.
Well, that's,
and I believe.
I did some research on that, and I believe it's like I want to say like the third week of August, like that Tuesday of the third week.
The Alabama?
I think
sounds
so.
About right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the race that, I wanted to make sure that I saw.
Yes, that's the one that when he first passed, a group of us went up there and we watched it. They dedicated that one particular, during that day, they dedicated a race to him. And a group of people went up there and they went in the winner's circle. I believe it was that day. So, that is a really, if you're a David Cassidy fan, that's the race you want to go to. You want to go on that day and you want to see that race. And that sounds about right that it's the third week. So, but yeah, and then the races go all the way to August, and then they go to their next, venue, wherever it is. So, it's a fun sport, and, it's fun to follow because it's a good weather sport. So,
absolutely. I mean, I've been a horse lover my whole life. I grew up riding horses. So, yeah, it's right up my alley. That's why I wanted to go. I wanted to be able to go. I mean, I've heard, in interviews, David say it is the most beautiful place in the world and the best place to go to be able to watch horse racing. So it was on my bucket list. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. Get a big hat, wear your nice dress, and it's just beautiful. You can walk around, you can shop and look at the beautiful things to buy, or you can just go to the race and there's plenty of food, and it's just a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful couple of days if you want to stay, obviously more than one, especially if you live far away. But it's Alabama Day is Saturday, August 19th.
Okay.
This year.
Oh, it's Saturday, August 19th? Okay.
Yeah, I had it on my calendar. I just walked into that room.
Okay, good. So you do dress up for it, kind of like the Kentucky Derby?
You don't have to, but yeah, sort of like the Kentucky Derby. It depends on where you're sitting, who you're hanging around with.
Gotcha.
But if you dress up, no one's going to look at you funny.
Okay.
And if you don't dress up, no one's going to look at you funny either. But it's just the way you want to feel when you're there, because it's like an old time sport. It's cool. It's awesome. And it's to watch a horse come running down the finish line in its full potential of galloping, to me, is like tear worthy.
Yes.
It's just very emotional and beautiful if you like horse racing.
Absolutely. Okay, but last question. I did a little bit of research on Dr. Belinsky. I know David was very close to him. And I remember he told this really funny story about David, and I wanted to share it.
Okay.
He says, I sent David a picture of me doing a rectal exam on a mare with a note saying, I've looked everywhere for the right Christmas gift, and I think I may have found it. Well, David called me a month later and said, whenever I get depressed over work, I look at your picture and I say to myself, I could be doing that.
That's great. That is so the two of them. Yes. I mean, that is so the two of them. I mean, Gary, when we're on board meetings, the stories he would tell us about David, because he was his very good friend. And the stories that he would tell us, we would just be laughing. And then, you know, me and my friends, when we would like talk later on, we'd be like, can you believe it? How could you picture David saying something like that or doing something that was so funny? So it's just amazing to work with his friends in a relaxed and also important and professional way, you know, continuing a dream that David would have wanted to be doing himself. But then every once in a while you get a little goofy, and Gary and Jerry drop us these stories, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, I was going to ask you, how's their support impacted the foundation, but it sounds like they brought a lot of humor.
They do. They definitely do. Gary, we see obviously way more than we see Dr. Belinsky, but because Gary's much more involved. But some of the funny stories and just you know, you get your serious moments too, because you have to remember that this guy that we loved so much that was hanging on our walls, this was this man's friend. Gary was his friend.
Yeah.
And so there's a different level of missing the person.
Yeah. It's kind of how I felt when I interviewed Sam.
Yeah.
You know, thought, you know, wow, this guy, this person I'm talking to was David's best friend all the way to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you're asking him a question, you know, it's like, how are they taking it in? Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's been a couple of years, but still it's just, it was their friend. They really, really knew them. And it's sometimes surreal that you're talking to them. Like, I mean, I know Sam, I've talked to Sam, obviously, and I talked to him when he was on the Then and Now, and then Rick Siegel and Henry Diltz. They were all on this in this little boxes of, we're doing this virtual event. And I'm like pinching myself, like, I can't believe I'm talking to these people that were in like Tiger Beat magazine.
Yes, exactly.
And, you know, as the head of the foundation and the president at the time, I have to go like, Barb, snap out of it. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you can't. I'm sure you had it when you were talking to Sam.
I did.
You can't help it, but you have to override it. And then you hang up the phone and you go, I can't believe I just talked to him.
Yeah, I just did that. That just happened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, you know, it's nice enough that they respect some of the most of the fans. I think they respect them, and that they give us the time because we're doing something that they think is important. We're not just still loving someone who's passed away. We're continuing their legacy. And I think that's why somebody like you and me and our foundation were able to have them speak to us.
Exactly.
Because we're continuing their journey that they kind of got cut. He got kind of cut short, obviously.
Yes.
So it's okay to have a fan moment. You just, you know,
of course.
Can't have too many of them. You got to get the job done.
Exactly. Well, Barb, it was wonderful to talk to you. Is there anything else you would like the listeners out there to know about the foundation before we come to a close?
No, I just I appreciate your calling and your interest, and I wish I had more information at my fingertips for you, but as you know, at the last minute, we kind of decided to, because Karen couldn't come on, and I hope I did her justice. I just would love for everybody to go to ithinkiloveyou.org or go to our Facebook page, and if you scroll all the way down, you can see the beginnings of how we started out, and you can just see every horse we've helped so far. And just hit the donate button, $5, $10, whatever you can do. It all adds up, as you know, Julie, and you never turn away the fact that, I don't want to say you never turn away the money. You never turn away the fact that somebody wants to help.
Exactly. And,
so
you know, in closing...
That's all that I can say about that.
Well, in closing, I want to say that Help Save the Music definitely supports what you're doing, and we would like very much to help you in any way we can, too. So if you ever need...
Well, maybe we can work together and do
that would be
some
wonderful.
kind of... do a fundraiser. That would be great. I'll bring that back to the board. Once you contacted me, and then we contacted Karen, and we were all Googling your organization, and I saw right away that you were 501c3. I'm like, okay, this is legit. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be great to partner with you maybe in some kind of future endeavor where we could do something even virtually, because everybody's kind of spread out. I mean, Karen's in Canada, our president.
I noticed that.
Now.
Yes, I saw that.
So everybody's all over the map.
Yes,
so
we are.
But that doesn't matter now, because everybody, David reached everybody all over the world and all over the map. So, why can't we live all over those places that we once loved him in, and come together and do something for him?
Exactly. Well, we will talk about that. We will talk about that after.
Oh, that'd be great.
Interview.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be great. And continued success with your organization. How do we donate to you?
You can go to our website, helpsavethemusic.org, and we have David's things that he was involved in, to where you can donate. The Alzheimer's Foundation's on there. Your group is on. Your foundation is on there. Asking for donations. So just go to our page and then look up David and see all of his organizations. And right now we're also featuring Ann Wilson, and we've got her organizations on there as well. That's kind of what we're all about. We're saving the music from yesteryears that we grew up with, that's dying out.
Yeah.
So, that's what we're all about.
That's great. Good. Well, when we hang up the phone, I will definitely donate, and I appreciate you wanting to talk to me and talk to us, and let's get something together and figure something out so we can save the music and save the horses.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Barb, so much. You have a great evening. All right.
Thanks, Julie. We'll be in touch.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's all I have for today, folks. Remember, if you would like to donate to the I Think I Love You Animal Foundation, visit their website at ithinkiloveyou.org. And don't forget to visit our website at helpsavethemusic.org. You can visit us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can help the artists by sharing their music and the videos that we create for them around the world to keep their music and legacy alive. Oh, and don't forget, rock on!